All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. Another edition of KFTV's Postgame Live, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use our link in the video description for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Knicks back at the Garden on a bum night, taking on the lowly Detroit Pistons, missing their key pieces in Cade Cunningham and Quentin Grimes. So for the Knicks, this one was no problem because it was a garden party, a three-point party for one Donte DiVincenzo. The big Ragu continues to torch the Nets, this time breaking the Knicks single game record with 11 made threes, 11 for 20 from downtown. A 40-piece for the big Ragu, on top of a triple-double for Josh Hart, 28 for Brunson, and this was indeed a bum night for the Knicks, man. Easy work, 124-99. Knicks beat the Pistons to keep it pushing before they head out on the road, man. 43-28 on the campaign. Call us up. Let us know your thoughts on this one, man. 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. The big Ragu, 3 Vincenzo, Dante's Inferno, whatever you want to call him, Al. He's been red hot all year, man. Dante's been cooking,
don't call him late for dinner, CP. This guy is still torching the Nets, probably.
Yeah.
Or, the lights are still out. He's going. But what a performance, man. You know what's funny? This is what's funny, CP. I've never seen Evan Fournier play such a great defense. And shout out to Stoney for saying this, because I was thinking as soon as I was watching,
spirited defense.
This guy is going out there for anything. He's even the most I've ever seen him on that side of the court, CP, to prevent Donte from breaking his record. How sad is that?
He was trying to give my man no airspace. No airspace. I didn't know, was Fournier, was he, up for the challenge against Ragu, or was he trying to prove that he wasn't as bad as Bogdanovich? I think it was a double-headed motivation there for Fournier tonight, man.
Dude, where was that, man? Where was that defense when you were on the Knicks? Where was that? You probably could have gotten more minutes. He's talking I'm not getting playing time, this, that, and the third. Hey, man, if you played like that, maybe, just maybe, you would have been on the court. But, hey, the record goes to a guy who is much worthy of it, who knows how to play defense, offense, consistent three-point shooting. Shout out to Donte for DiVincenzo, man, for, breaking the single game record for the New York Knicks. You saw that Tibbs didn't want him to get hurt. So he's like, instead of going for which was it this season, which is 14 made threes, pulled him out. He was like, that's it, man. You're done for the night. Then you get Jericho Sims and the rest of the crew to go in there and finish up what was a bum night.
Oh, true. It was truly, truly a bum night, man. And, one of those nights, Tip said, Burks, take the night off. We don't need you tonight. It was just one of those situations. I mean, the Pistons are just a complete mess. We talked about it on the NBA report, the most disappointing team in the NBA by far. The team is a joke. The coach is a joke. And the Knicks just handle business and made quick work out of them. But that's what good teams do. You don't play with your food. You go in there and take care of business. And that's what they did. The previous record was set by one Evan Fournier on January 6, 2022 against the Boston Celtics at 10. And he tied the record that was set by J.R. Smith, who did it against Miami Heat. On April 6, 2014, he had 10. Before that, it was DiVincenzo this year, January 30th, Knicks versus Jazz with 9. And Jalen Brunson on the Brunson 50-piece heater against the Phoenix Suns. He had 9 threes.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. But, hey, Donte did the thing tonight, man. 40 points for Donte DiVincenzo.
40 points for the big Ragu, man.
How massive is that? Yeah. I mean, look, it's against the Detroit Pistons. They didn't have Cade Cunningham. This team was just in shambles. I mean, you watched Jaden Ivey out there tonight. Couldn't even get really anything going. He was the sole guy tonight, CP, at the guard position. You thought, hey, maybe this guy could show why he was drafted so highly last year, right? And rated so highly. But tonight, man, Knicks defense just kept him in check, wasn't able to score, wasn't able to help his team really get organized. And the Pistons looked like the Washington Generals out there. They could not do anything in order to keep up with the New York Knicks tonight. So the New York Knicks just made quick and light work of the Pistons.
Light work. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Knicks get an easy one against the Pistons. We are here on Postgame Live, number one show for the fans by the fans. Reacting to it, we want to hear from you guys as well. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. A lot of activity on the KFTV Discord, man. I'll give you guys a quick tour inside later on tonight as well. But we are talking Rocco. We are talking Donte DiVincenzo, and here he was after the game with MSG Network's Rebecca Harlow on his 40-point 11 threes masterclass tonight. Here he is.
Thanks, Mike. Donte, what a night. Your first 40-point game. You set a new record for threes made in a game here with this Knicks franchise. I mean, how did that feel for you?
It's fun. I mean, doing it in front of the best fans in the world, it doesn't get any better than this.
You're getting lots of love for sure, too. And one of the things that was so special about it was watching the way that your teammates were feeding you tonight. How would you describe the unselfishness? Clearly, they wanted to see you get this record, too.
I mean, if Jalen passed the ball more, I could have had probably 15 of them tonight. But, nah, everybody was unselfish. Everybody was playing for one another, and it was a fun game to be a part of.
You've said that these records mean something to you because you love New York. You want to settle down and play here for a long time. What is it that you love about this organization?
It's the best fans in the world, and this is home for me.
Thanks, Dad.
Appreciate it.
All right, that was DiVincenzo in front of the Garden crowd, man. Getting his love. It was his time. DiVincenzo's time, man. And you know, I talked about this on previous shows on Knicks Weekly in the past when talking about this Nova Knick trio and why they've been such a force for this team. And I just have to go back to the experience that all of these guys have accumulated before coming here to the Knicks, right? They already came into the league with high floor. They come from that Nova program, won championships on the J. Wright, NBA ready players. All the Villanova guys always have that high floor, but these guys now have traveled. They've been battle tested with DiVincenzo. Even though he didn't play in the finals with Milwaukee, he went through it with those guys. He practiced with those guys. He ran through it with a championship team. Went through it with a championship dynasty in the Warriors. Right, and he talked about how much his work ethic improved, learning from Steph and from Clay in how they approach shooting, how they went into practice shooting their three-pointers. Like, all of those, you know, those tips and the skills that you learn along the way all help to contribute to make you a better pro as your season progresses. And I think that's what we're seeing here with DiVincenzo, man.
Absolutely. And look, you know, we had James Ham on the show, and Donte thought that he was going to get a contract from the Sacramento Kings. That obviously didn't happen.
Yeah.
He becomes, you know, he goes and is able to test free agency, goes to the Warriors. And then from there, you know, sometimes you go on your journey is so murky at times, right? Where it seems like it's going to be prosperous. He wins, as you mentioned, a championship in Milwaukee, takes a downturn in Sacramento, right? And then next thing you know, he starts to build his career in Golden State, being able to learn how to play in that free-flowing offense. And now he's able to contribute that here as well, CP. It's not only the shooting, it's everything else that he brings as well, right?
Yeah.
The ability to jump passing lanes, to get steals, just being a guy who's a pest on ball as well in isolation, a guy that can also facilitate while Jalen Brunson's out there with him to alleviate Brunson from being that sole initiator. So from what you've seen from Donte, right, even in his stop in Golden State, like he was running that second unit. Of course, it wasn't great win in the playoffs, but you're starting to see what just 1 year in Golden State does, playing for a phenomenal organization. And just look at how it's just transpired for him for this season for the New York Knicks. It's just been phenomenal. I mean, the uptick, man, especially with Julius Randle going down, has just been – it's been eye-opening, I think, not only for us fans, but also for Tom Thibodeau, because it's a guy that he can rely on too. When the whole conversation about who should be starting, Quentin Grimes or Donte DiVincenzo, the good thing about Donte is that he wasn't scared to take those threes, right? He would just let it rip. And it wasn't necessarily that he was hitting all those shots. It was like, okay, he's just playing within the rhythm of the game, and he's just allowing, you know, Randle and Brunson to get those open lanes, because you have to honor Donte for his good shooting. But now without Randle, he's just taking his game to another level. I mean, CP, He's averaging 14.5 points on this season, the highest he has done in his entire career.
Yeah.
He's shooting, once again, close to 40% from downtown on higher volume than he did in Golden State. You know, he was averaging close to 40. He shot 39.7% from three on 5.3 attempts per game. It's 8.2 this season, CP. And he's doing essentially the same thing. All right. And he's doing that in the same amount of minutes as well. So Donte has just helped the Knicks, especially because this is a team that's needed 3-point shooting. He gives that and then some. So it's been awesome to have Donte on this team.
Big fact. Shout out Sham BK in the chat. Says setting records. Congratulations, Rose, with these contract steals. HB Smith, Knicks are never. He said we're never getting with Cal Bridges. So, but he also says can't believe that the Knicks got him for the mid-level exception. $4.99 super chat from Fugazi says, love you guys, love this team. Just a new time to be a Knicks fan. Can't wait to go back to the Garden next week. Shout out to NYC B-Ball 08. Says third seed, here we come. We're going to take a look at the standings as well. Shout out to Russell Whiskey, Al Fanchise channel member, says, let's not forget Deuce's bucket off of Evil Donte. Yeah, no question, man. Deuces was once again cooking tonight. So we got to give him his credit. $5 super chat from Kenny Gale says, Evan out here hating hard. Ain't seen Evan try that hard on defense ever. It's trying his best to keep that record alive. Nasty work, as you would say, bro.
Nasty work indeed, CP. I cannot believe what I just. And here's the thing: it's not that it's like, it would be one thing, CP, if I said, you know what, at least I saw this when he plays in the Olympics and plays for something. I can't even say I've seen that. And this is a guy that has played in Euro basketball, who has played in the World Cup, who has played in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics when he won gold with silver, I should say. He won silver. I didn't even see this then. What is happening, CP? What is happening? My
man was hating heavy tonight, man. I like that. You know, I like that level of petty with people sometimes.
It is certainly a high level of petty.
Yeah.
CP. He's like, no. I want to keep the record. It's like, bro, he's gonna. Not only is he close to breaking your record this season. I mean, he doesn't even need that many anymore. He needs like 5 threes essentially to take over, maybe even less. Give me a break, Fournier. Give me a break.
Fournier, man, tough night, man. They sent him to the wall. He's trying to justify it, but yeah,
you saw he tried to turn up too for the Pistons, right? You see how he's trying to attack the lane, be that guy. It's like, hey, where was that?
Facts.
Where was that on this team?
How about Josh Hart? Another triple-double for Josh Hart, Al. Another one for Mr. Everything. I think that's his new nickname for me for the Knicks. You know, just absolutely finding a way to get it done for this team, understanding what they need, and stepping up. He's really assumed a much more of a leadership role since coming to the team last year, man. Josh Hart now tied for 4th all-time in Knicks single-season triple-doubles, man. 4th in single season.
You know, CP, I told you this before we got on air, but I put a little bet on. I won't say the app because they don't sponsor us, all right? So you guys got to sponsor us at some point, so that way we can, you know, put your name out there, all right? But I put down an old wager, and I won some money because I said Josh Hart, you know, who was plus 12, what was it, 1,200 on a certain app. Put a few bucks down, I won some money tonight.
There you go.
I just felt that he was going to get a triple-double, especially against this horrific Pistons team.
They are horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, but, you know, like, man, look, Josh Hart, he's just been great. 40 minutes tonight, you know, shot 4-10 from the field, 1-3 from downtown, the 14 rebounds, dude, and the 10 assists. That's insane. I know he has 11 points as well, but it's really the assists and the rebounding. So, to me, it's just like he just understands how to read the game at such a high level for a role player, man. He's a star in his role. You don't have Julius. Once again, we talk about how not having Julius is like, okay, I'm going to be that rebounding guy. Julius, just great on the defensive glass, right? Always giving you close to double-digit rebounds. And Hart has just assumed that role. Plus, being a facilitator, as Randall would be too, man, and just taken to another level. So, Josh Hart, where it's like Tibbs is asking him to do, you know, step up, say, hey, we need a guy who can be a leader, a guy who could fill this type of role. He's doing that, man. He's not giving the scoring, but he's certainly filling all the other statistical categories that you need for this team.
The guys had to do so much this year. Play the backup four, start, be a facilitator, be a playmaker, be a shooter at different points of the season. He's had to do everything. And so this is another well-deserved milestone for him. Number 6. How about the fact that Clyde is number 8 on the list for like damn near 30 years? Or like 50 years, rather.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That also tells you how bad it's been,
Yeah.
CP.
That also tells you how we have not had a point guard. No, I don't know. We've had point guards, but I mean, still.
No, it just tells you the lack of talent that we've had over the years at some point.
That
CP.
is true.
And it's not necessarily like high talent, like Marbury, talented, right?
Yeah.
Like we've had David Lee, talented, Jamal Crawford, talented, but the consistency that you need in order for that talent to shine, that's what we're seeing here on this Knicks team, is that whether it's Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Donte DiVincenzo, the fact that these guys were all on the same team at Villanova and the familiarity of how each other plays in their skill sets, you're seeing how they're all able to thrive. And sure, there's that little bit of chippiness to this team, right? These guys have been doubted at some point in their career, whether it's Josh Hart being traded to multiple teams, Jalen Brunson being overlooked by Dallas, Donte not being with Milwaukee or even getting anything from Sacramento. These guys are showing that they do have talent. And so all of that put together, look, man, this is what creates this type of success sometimes.
People in chat said the bar is so low for records. DM, it's bad when every season we see some team record broken. Yeah, it's a new day, though. It is a new day, new talent to set a new bar. But, yeah, for Josh Hart, great job by him. Certain players just have a knack for the ball, man. David Lee was elite at that. Mitchell Robinson, same way. And Josh Hart is that way for a guard. I've never seen a guard rebound the way that he does, especially on this team. I can't remember the last guard that rebounded so well at his position. I mean, leading the league at his size, it's different. He's totally different. So great job by him there and leading this team. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Dennis Rodman-esque for a guard.
Yeah. Yep. True story, man. Let's get to the phones, hear what the people got to say. My Fanchise channel members, throw me an emoji in the chat. Let me know that you're in here heavy. Way Too Melo on the Discord. Way Too Melo. Let's go.
What up, fellas?
How you feeling, man?
Oh, man, I feel great. Another good day to be a Knicks fan.
Yes.
I just wanted to come in here. It's real short. I just want to, I feel like the whole year we've been talking about how good we can be when we get everybody back.
Yeah.
But I'm just so proud of the way this team plays. Like, we have such a good team. I feel like as long as we have Josh Hart, Donte DiVincenzo, and Jalen Brunson, we're always going to be a competitive team. OG, Isaiah Hartenstein, Deuce McBride, they only enhance what we have. But I just want to really give the flowers to the players that have been playing.
Yeah.
We've had a hurt team the whole year, and these guys, we're still one of the best defenses in the league. We compete with every team, regardless of how good or bad they are. I can't say enough about how good this team has been, even with all the injuries. Incredible heart that our team has.
Yeah.
It's been a great season to be a Knicks fan.
Been a great season.
And you can tell everybody else knows it too. Like, ever since I've been watching this show, I've been watching some other podcasts from opposing teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we get so much respect from other teams just because of how hard our team plays every night.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best, I think that's the best respect we can get is from like legitimate fans.
Yeah.
From other teams. So it's been good. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man.
I'll call y'all again when we get another W. I'm sure
sir.
it'll be soon enough. I'll talk to y'all again, man. Have a good one.
Stay mellow. Way Too Mellow. Anytime, man. Way Too Mellow. Yeah, it's a sign of the coach, man. That's the identity of this team. Part of it. You've heard that reputation about them since he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give him credit. Only time it really fell off the cliff was a couple years ago when they just missed the playoffs. But other than that, they've been right there.
Yeah, and you always hear the same sayings about this team, right? It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be gritty. They're going to muddy it up. All those like one-word phrases or sayings, just because that is what they are. And then you always hear culture. It's Tom Thibodeau certainly changed the New York Knicks, man. And it's
No question.
you just see it's just night and day from what it once was, whether you just go to David Fizdale, Hornacek, Derek Fisher. It is just night and day. And shout out to Tibbs for doing so.
Salute to Tibbs. Salute to Tibbs. So let's salute our Fanchise channel members in the building now. Shout out Lopez 104. Lopez was good. John Tribovich, Game of the Bard, Mr. Dunn. Salute Whitaker Walker in here. Dr. D-Roy Bramwell. D-Roy, what's good? Reek Flair, Corey Mitchell. Which other Fanchise channel members you want to shout out?
I see Eric Garcia in the chat. I see New York City B-Ball 08 in the chat as well. Nixon Dime, salute to you. Reek Flair, I don't know if you said Reek Flair. Jamaica Queens 22 in the chat as well. Rico World Peace, shout out to you. Shout out to all of you.
Absolutely. And for our Fanchise channel members in the chat, remember Friday will be our Fanchise channel member giveaway of March. And this month giveaway will be The Kings of the Garden, the New York Knicks and Their City, the book by Adam Cribbles. Now, this doesn't come out. It's not out yet. It comes out in stores about the second week of April, I believe. And Adam and his publishing company was so nice to give us a free copy to reward a Fanchise channel member with. So this is going to be going out on Friday night's episode of Postgame Live, Al. The 500th episode of Postgame Live, the number one show for the fans, by the fans. So can't wait to give this one away. Great book about the Knicks in the 80s and how they really tried to navigate the post-Clyde Willis, that dynasty, how they tried to get past that. It was a tough time in the Garden, and it was a tough time in New York City, man, really trying to get through some harrowing economic and some tough times overall for the city. But in that time, you also had the birth of hip-hop. So I thought Adam did a really nice job, really painting that picture, giving us a thorough history of the team, the city, the culture at that time. Does a great job, man. Make sure you guys tap into that. And we'll also have the accompanying interview coming out in a couple weeks as well. So great job. Bye.
Hold on, CP.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to give a shout out to my guy, JJ, because I see TM is trying to roast me in the chat, saying that I'm not acknowledging JJ. Shout out to JJ.
Shout out to JJ.
Always in here every single night. Okay?
Every night.
Shout out to JJ. And TM, I see. Look, man.
Yeah.
I just see what's on the chat right here in front of me. I got to scroll up all the time.
Yeah.
The chat's very active. I don't know if you understand this. The chat's very active. It's hard to keep up with what everyone's saying and scroll all the way back to find
everybody. Man, but when we talk about 500 episodes of Postgame Live, I don't think JJ's missed one. I think he's 500-0, man.
Ooh,
I gotta think. I don't know, JJ. You tell us, but I don't think he's missed a show, bro.
I don't think JJ has missed a show.
Live.
Exactly.
He might be replay gang some nights, but live, he's been all the time.
Dude, even when it comes to game of the week, he's always in there. So shout out to JJ, man.
Yeah. Shout out to JJ. So
TM's upset. TM's salty too. Jeez.
No, absolutely. TM's been a day one. He's with us. So we're talking about like the actual viewers of the show, like the fans of the show. So we did have a team meeting this morning, Al, and we did come to the conclusion that I should announce who Friday's guest is going to be during the Lunchtime Live. So I will announce that at the end of this show, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and we will reveal our guest on Friday. The Vorkanoff show has been moved from Tuesday to Wednesday. He had to reschedule, so we'll do Wednesday at 1:30. So make sure you guys tap into that. Jay LaRocca, 89. Jay LaRocca, 89 on the Discord. Let's go. Jay LaRocca, going once. Okay, looks like they unmuted your mic. All right, so Jay LaRocca, go ahead and reset your Discord. Jump out of the Discord and jump back in, and we should get you up and running then. All right, I see you trying to unmute your mic there, so just jump out of the Discord and then just jump back in. Okay, to the phones we go. 415, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey, TP, it's Jason from West Nyack and living in San Francisco now.
San Fran, how you feeling, man? Did you come out with us when we went to San Fran last year or no?
No, I saw you at the game last year, but I was looking for you this year. It was great, man.
Yeah. Wish I would have been there.
Yeah, to finally beat the Warriors.
Yeah, because last year they got smoked. That was a bad game to be at. Good game to be at, but a bad game to be at for sure.
Yep. And just shout out for Deuce. He played great against the Warriors.
Yeah.
Did you ever think he'd be playing 40-plus minutes,
Never.
3 years ago?
No, certainly
he
not.
Stepped in and really showed up.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of his opportunity, man. That's all you could ask for in a young player, third year in the game. This is what we wanted from Quentin Grimes. And, every player comes along differently. Some players are more rhythm guys. Like we said that about Obi and we said that about Cam, and Quentin Grimes seemed to be that guy as well. But for Deuce, it's like, man, it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm ready.
I know. He stepped right in quickly. Barrett, Grimes, they're all gone. And, you saw McBride come in for 2, 4, 6 minutes, and you see flashes of energy.
Yeah.
Like, and that's with the young Knicks. It's like you can see even Sims, I hope Sims kind of breaks out eventually. He doesn't get much minutes, but, he had great energy with Obi and those guys last year when he come on the floor. But, and Alex, great call on Fournier. I mean, I texted my buddy before your show, like, that's the hardest I've seen him play defense in 5 years.
My man was going all
he
out.
was up in his jersey.
Up in his jersey. Up in his jersey. I said, boy, I couldn't believe what I was watching out there, man.
Who is that guy?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, man.
Yeah, thanks for all you guys do. You guys are great.
No doubt,
thanks
man.
for everything.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
There's our guy from Nyack, Al. Shout out to everybody up there in Nyack.
Shout out to the Rockland County, man. Shout out to Rockland County.
Shout out to the Rock. Shout out to the Rock, man. Okay. Oh, man, did you see this? Monty Williams in his address to the media. Listen to this guy. This guy's becoming like Captain Salty over here. I mean, where do we sign up for the job where you get $80 million and still come off as like a grumpy old man? Listen to this. Monty Williams post-game press conference on DiVincenzo and the Knicks. There he is.
I know it's hard not to bring up the performance that Donte DiVincenzo just had, just when he gets hot.
I don't care about their team at all. I could care less. Those guys, the way they got those threes, I don't want to be a part of that story.
He said, I don't want to be a part of that story. You're the coach. You're the coach, my man.
Well, you know what?
I don't want to be here. I'm just getting $80 million to coach these guys who've got 12 wins. You could count. They said on the post game, on the telecast, they could count on their hand the 5 games that they won on the road all year, bro. They beat them, them, and them. That's it. 5.
So wait a minute, CP. He doesn't want to be part of the story where Donte DiVincenzo sets a franchise record. He doesn't want to be part of the story where Josh Hart, has his 6th triple-double of the season. But does he want to be the story of the coach that robbed the Detroit Pistons and hasn't improved them since?
Let's
How
talk
about
about
that story? Do you want us to bring up that story? How about that one,
Let's talk about that story. Boy,
I don't want to go to Detroit. Hey, you want $80 million?
Boy,
I'll go over there.
If I'm a Pistons fan, I'm like, man, this is the guy that's supposed to be leading our team.
This is the guy that him and Troy Weaver are they just chilling there eating Little Caesars all day long? Is that what they're doing?
Might be. Or they might be eating Detroit pizza. Supposedly Detroit pizza is pretty good. I wouldn't know. I never been there like that.
Is this a nomination for you to go out to Detroit and now go be a food connoisseur? Is that what you're asking?
The KFTV meetup in Detroit is probably like last on the list of places to go for the meetups, man.
Oh, but CP, why?
No. It's second to last. No. It's third to last under Cleveland and Indiana. And Utah. And Utah. Fourth to last. Put Utah up there.
Oh, my goodness. Wait.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you don't want to go to Indiana? You don't want to go back to Cleveland?
No, sir.
You don't even want to go to Detroit?
Not really, no. No.
Well, CP, do I have a gift coming for you for your birthday this year?
So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Monty the Salt Williams. Matthew Armstrong, welcome to the Fanchise channel members, man. Salute to Matthew Armstrong. Anthony Parasol says Detroit pizza's banging, CP. Yeah, what's their style? I forgot. Like Chicago has deep dish. What's the Detroit pizza style? Like, is it the thin crust? Are they thin crust people? Super thin crust?
I think it's supposed to be somewhere between, like, thin crust and deep dish, but their whole thing is supposed to be looking like Sicilian, right? Where it's a square. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, it might be square. It might be a square pizza.
Yeah.
Might be square pizza.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Detroit pizza connoisseur.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't know.
Not sure. Okay, Anthony says it's like a Sicilian.
Oh, there you go.
All right. I'll do that. I'll rock with a Sicilian heavy.
Do they at least have tomato sauce on it? Because, some places don't like to put tomato sauce on their pizzas.
Some places will just slap the bread and the cheese and call it a night.
You know what's always fishy, CP? When you go out of state and you start seeing New York pizza.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, hold
on
on one second.
When you see New York pizza, New York bagels, never step foot in there. It's terrible.
Nope.
It's terrible, man. Never step foot in there, man. Who else we got in the chat? $10 super chat from our guy, the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. Out. Everybody in the chat, throw a hashtag PE to salute the legend. He says, Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang, the first rap record name-checked the New York Knicks as proof in 1979. Bad up and down stretch of years. Donte and Deuce are killers in their way. Fournier was hilarious. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So to Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. First rap record that name-dropped the Knicks, man, as proof. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I want to say, in Adam's book, he does mention that. Kings of the Garden. Yeah, it's a really good book, Al. You should check it out. I'll send you. I can send you my copy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can send you my copy.
I'll definitely read it.
Really good, because you know what? This era of the Knicks it's really never talked about. I mean, rightfully so, because they didn't win, but like that transition from the glory days of the 70s, like up until they get to like Bernard and ultimately Ewing, that was a tough stretch. And I don't want to give it away. I mean, it is the history; it's all documented. But like, it's so funny how we look at like that same old Knicks mentality of like chasing stars. And they were still doing it at that time. They were trying to get an old Kareem, an old Dr. J. They were trying to get Will Chamberlain out of retirement to come to the Knicks. It was crazy. They got Spencer Haywood, who was just all over the place. You know his history. Bob McAdoo. It's a crazy time, man. I love to talk to Chuck more in depth about that era of the squad, especially coinciding with the birth and the rise of hip hop. That'd be a good episode. I think we should definitely have that episode with the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. I think that would be a great history lesson for sure.
That'd be fire. Yeah, because every documentary that you see, right? Whether it's about the 90s Knicks or the 70s, it's like 70s you see like how they come from, they rise from the ash like a phoenix, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're like, well, after Walt was traded and everybody else is done, then they just go into the tank, and then it's like, they just stunk. And then you hear the 90s, like, then they get Ewing, and then everything's on the up and up. And it's like, and then we talk about, how it went back into the doldrum all over again.
Yeah. Kind of just skips.
Yeah, okay. 80s is just kind of, we all know what happened during the 2000s.
Right. Correct. All right, let's try Jay LaRock on the Discord one more time. Jay, how you feeling? Jay, unmute your mic. Oh, we're trying to get Jay, man. I don't know. Jay, you got to test your audio. He's unmuting his mic. That's successful, but we're not getting any audio. So, Jay, you're going to have to try it again. Vince T on the Discord. Are you working?
Am I?
Yes.
Am I working here?
Yes, sir. Pause. What's your name? Where are you calling in from, Vince?
My name is Vince. Yeah. I'm calling in from the 718.
There we go. Brooklyn in the building.
So, let's talk narratives.
Let's go.
I mean, we got the Nova 3.
Yep.
We got Donte breaking the record basically in front of Fournier.
Yeah.
We got the win streak where Jalen Brunson gets knocked down in the game against Indiana, gets back up, scores the bucket, and won. Mm-hmm. Who do we want to see? What dragons do we want to slay on the way up there? Because I'm a '90s Knicks man,
let's go.
And I would love to see us knock down Indiana, Miami, and whoever else we need to take down. I don't know, fellas. What do you think? Who would you like to say? Who do you want to? If you had your chance here, to slay your dragons, to exercise your demons, so to speak.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
In order, I would go Miami, Milwaukee, Celtics. That would, to me, would be like my ideal playoff run to Denver.
Al, how about you, Al?
So you said Miami. You want to go Miami first, Milwaukee, and then Celtics.
Yeah, I think that would be a glorious run to Denver.
I want Cavs, then Miami, then Celtics. I want to go on the run that we should have had last year.
Okay. I think no. So my take is a little bit different in terms of like I'm not going for like the best matchup for the Knicks. I'm going for like who do I want to knock off first? Definitely want revenge against Miami first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I want the Cavs first just to pulverize them again and let them know that the Donovan Mitchell thing, it's like, well, maybe it's this year that Donovan Mitchell. It's like, no. Let's just squash this. Third year in a row, Jalen Brunson owns him. We're done with that conversation. Don't want to hear it anymore. Donovan wants to be here. He's not here. He wants to be here. He wishes he were here. Let's wrap that up.
There we go.
And then you beat Miami because you know how they took you out last season.
Yeah.
And the Celtics just because it's Boston, man.
Right.
And you know, Spike's going to do the documentary too. You know.
Yes, Spike and Chris Herring, man. I'm looking forward to that, man. But very much looking forward to that.
Well, thank you so much, fellas. You have a
man.
great night.
Call back anytime. Salute to Vince, man. All right, we got Vince on the Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Salute to everybody in the Discord who's in there rocking tonight, man. As you guys know, we've been trying to get you guys in the Discord for quite some time now. It is a 24/7 group chat. It is the best group chat about the Knicks smoking right now. I can tell you that about the Discord. You know, and then but on top of that, you have your call-in feature, which is where you're hearing from guys like Vince, and you hear guys from Stilico, the mayor of the Discord. You're hearing from guys like that. They're all calling from the Discord in high-quality HD audio. High-quality HD audio. Rambo. Right? And right here, I'm showing the middle of the Discord. This has been going on since 8 o'clock this evening, Al, where it seems like the Discord is having a debate on washed-up Knicks. So here we go. We're seeing memorials here. We got Darko Milicic. We got Andrea Bargnani. We got Jerome James, Brandon Jennings, Steve Francis. So we got a nice little Discord going on in the Discord.
Stevie Franchise, huh?
Shannon Anderson, Ron Baker. So this is tonight's topic on the Discord. And that's the best part of the Discord. You know, you could drop pictures. You can drop memes, your GIFs, all the latest ways that we communicate these days. You know, we don't speak English these days nowadays in the age of social media. We speak in GIFs, pictures, and videos. So you have all of that. Yeah,
okay,
all
great.
of that. We speak in that type of code. So you got all of that going on the Discord. A lot of jokes. So make sure you guys are joining in. TM, go ahead and drop the link in the Discord. As you see on the left, we're going to try Jay LaRocca again. And also on the left-hand side, right here on the left where it says Members Lounge, that is where the Fanchise channel members can connect and skip the line to call in. You can connect your YouTube to the Discord. It will automatically see that you are a Fanchise channel member on KnicksFanTV, and only our Fanchise channel members has access to the Members Lounge on the Discord to skip the line and talk to us directly on the postgame show. Jay LaRocca, let's try it again. Jay LaRocca, third time. I don't know if he's working. Yeah, Jay LaRocca. Doesn't seem like it's your night tonight, fam. Doesn't seem like it's your night. So we're going to let him roll. And back to the phones we go. 904, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello?
904.
Hello,
How you
hello?
feeling? Yes, sir.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Good. Rafa from grew up in the Bronx,
Yes,
in
sir.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Calling real quick. Thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, no problem.
Blessings. Great game today.
Absolutely.
And that is it. Get the next caller.
That's it. That's all you want to. You're waiting for a couple minutes, man. I mean, was this? You called in before,
I almost
right?
dozed off until I heard you.
Ah, man, what you got? Work in the morning or something? It's only 11 o'clock, man.
I'm retired, my friend.
Oh,
I'm retired,
okay.
celebrating the Knicks.
There you go.
Celebrating the Knicks. But
all right.
Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Blessings to you guys.
There you go, man. Call back anytime, man. At least we called him at a good time, Al. You know?
We did. You know, it's not 2 a.m. You know, I have more energy right now because, you know, it's not the West Coast trip where we're schlepping all the way to 2 a.m.
Those are brutal, man. I almost didn't get through it this time on the West Coast trip.
I've been taking those dad naps, you know?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, it's
seeing a little bit of grays in my beard. Seeing a little grays up here.
Yeah.
You know, starting to that couch, man. It's becoming my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, the grays have been, you know, it's been really getting carried away, man. I got a lot of weeds going on in here, man. Oof.
You know what's funny is when I go to the barber now, you know the spray for like to make your beard jet black, they like to line it up. I'm like, what is that? walk out of here. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
I need to Clyde. No, I haven't gotten that desperate yet. I've been letting it rock. A little silver fox, if you will, in the beard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, old natural.
Yeah, old natural. It's been getting a little more prolific these days. You know? And get your girlfriend, it gets even more abundant. But it's all love. She might be listening right now. It's all love. It's all love.
Be careful with your ghostwriter now.
That's right. That's right. I'll be back to talking about Alec Burks being the best bench pickup.
I'm sure you saw the shoulder injury. You're like, oh, this explains everything.
I was like, yeah, of course. Oh, it definitely does, man.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Big money grounded, but we took precaution. The proper precaution.
So you didn't want to look at this game saying, you know what, he didn't play tonight, but this team looked in great rhythm, in such great rhythm. No hiccups whatsoever. This team
didn't skip a
even
beat.
Bogey looked better.
They didn't skip a beat.
Because you didn't have some dude meandering down the middle of the lane, just be like, guess what? Whoop, just throw up the ball.
Oh my God, they didn't skip a beat, man. You know, it is what it is in the life of big money. It is what it is. You know, on the DiVincenzo thing, I want to talk about a stat that I found to be pretty surprising. You know, we talk about DiVincenzo's three-point prowess, but I found a couple stats on DiVincenzo kind of surprising. I want to touch on that a little bit later on the show, so stay tuned for that. But also, as we talk about injuries, you know, the Burks one being more facetious. These two ain't facetious. Julius Randle, according to Stephen Bondi, is doing more, feeling better, but not yet cleared for contact. OG Anunoby was at shoot-around today, did, quote-unquote, some stuff, but is still waiting for the elbow to calm down in terms of, according to Tom Thibodeau. Still waiting for the elbow to calm down, and Mitch is the closest to come back. How do you read that news?
You are just a whiz in throwing a wrench and when we're feeling great, man.
Balance.
Hey, let's go back to reality.
Let's get back to reality.
All right, man. Positive to hear about Julius. All right. Even though he's not cleared for contact yet, to hear that he's doing more. Sounds like they're ramping him up. Sounds like they're being very precautious because this is a shoulder injury. They know that he's a physical player. They want to make sure that he's ready for the playoffs. Hopefully he comes back before the playoff starts just to get into some rhythm, because I feel like if he comes back day one playoffs, it's just going to be an abomination, just because he's a guy that's going to have to figure out not necessarily how to play within the team, but just to get into rhythm himself. He's a rhythm type player. OG Anunoby, just rest him, man. Just rest him. This is a guy that you need him for the playoffs. I was not thrilled, as I keep saying, I was not thrilled hearing the yelps against Portland.
Yeah.
I just, something seemed off when that happened. Nice to see him play in the second game against the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
But then you saw that they sent him home, right, for the rest of the West Coast trip. Heal up. Don't injure yourself. Don't aggravate the elbow anymore. But this is just who he is, man. But I would say I said I was a 3 on Weekly yesterday. I'm still a 3. I'm just waiting until he's cleared. Maybe they look at this week and they're saying, hey, we don't need him against the Pistons. We don't need him against the Spurs. Who else are we playing this week? We didn't need him against the Nets.
Yeah.
Like, let's just give OG the proper amount of rest that he needs. He may not even play against the Raptors, because you probably don't even need him against the Raptors either. They're a young team.
Yeah.
They're still trying to figure it out. So if we do see him, it might be against the Thunder if you really want to compete. But I wouldn't be surprised if they hold him back even longer until April, just to make sure that this elbow is cleared and he's good to go for the postseason.
I think they're both first-day playoffs. First-day playoffs.
For OG, I'm not too upset, because even we saw for game 1, like, he was able to just fit in even without knowing the scheme of the entire team.
Yeah.
Randall, that's no good for me. He has to come back sooner, man.
So what I'm trying to tell you, because I mean, just think of it this way. Yes, this is different injuries, but just thinking of considering ramp-up time, Mitch, it was already announced almost a week and a half ago that Mitch was doing 5-on-5 physical. He's still not out there yet. Again, different injuries, but there's a ramp-up time. Ian Begley had said that, he would give it maybe 10 days, about 10 days from the time a guy was cleared for 5-on-5 physical before you saw him. So the season's almost over. Still not cleared, Julius, still not cleared for 5-on-5 physical. The other day from Tibbs, it was there's been good days, there's been bad days. Today's report was he's feeling better. I just think this is first day of playoffs because first day of playoffs is April 20th, right? They're not going to be in the play-in. They're going to be around that April 20th, which is the April 20th is probably most likely a Saturday, right? April 20th is Saturday. So the Knicks game, it's either going to be, that Saturday or most likely because it's New York, it's the Sunday, probably one of the first Sunday games. So you figure it could be the 21st as well. I think they wait as long as they can. That's what I think.
It's just too long, man. To not play since January, like actual live games, that's way too long. He hasn't played since January 28th, CP. That's way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Way too long. And now you're going to tell me that April comes around and you're like, hey, guess what, Randall? Go back in there.
Yeah.
Go figure it out. It's not your shooting arm. You should be fine, right? Yeah. That just sounds like a disaster, CP.
It does. It does. I don't know.
And I'm not trying to be, that guy to like be like dampen the mood, but it's just we've seen this before. We saw it with Randall last postseason. Like he got into it, like he did something in the first quarter against the Cavs, but he really didn't even start to look like himself until game 5, and then he gets injured again. So it takes him a couple of games to get back into rhythm. That's why he just needs to just play like the last few games. I get that you're trying to save him for postseason, but even still, like, to me, like even having him for postseason with that concern of an injury, like, I feel like I'd rather test that now and see that he's ready to go and get him back into rhythm than game 1 playoffs. And we're like, I feel like that's asking a lot.
It is. And that's why I don't have any expectation for him. I really don't. I don't expect much from him this season, with the way it's looking. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. We need him. Need him in the worst way to have success here in the playoffs. So let's see what happens, man.
If he comes back, you can't be like, oh, Randall should, like, yes, you want him to play better. I would have liked him to play better, but at the same time, it's like he hasn't played since January 28th. I can't, like, it's much different than last season.
Yeah.
When it comes to that injury, it's much different.
For sure, man. Absolutely. 124.99. Knicks make light work out of the Detroit Pistons. DiVincenzo sets a 3-point record with 11 made threes in a single game. Josh Hart, triple-double. Deuce was loose. Jalen Brunson, 28 points, and we are here reacting to it. 646, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hello?
Hello. Oh, this guy's.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's going on? Yo, I didn't know you had put me. I didn't even know you had picked me up. Bro. What's going on? This is TJ from Harlem, man.
TJ, Harlem, how you feel?
How y'all? Not bad. Quick question, man. I wanted to first I wanted to talk to Alex real quick. Alex, I heard what you were saying. I want to push back on that a little bit, man. I don't think I agree with you with Randall not fitting in because he's been out since January. I do understand what you're saying, but we don't really know what they're doing behind the scenes. He's traveling with the team. He's practicing. He's not full contact practicing, but from what we remember, on the off season, he's looked at a lot of film. I think Randall has grown a lot, so I think he's involved with the everyday of the team. And I think the same way when OG came back, he fit right in, for those 3 games that he played, and he was like didn't miss a beat. I think Randall might be somewhat the same way when he comes back, man. I just got this feeling that the team is really gelling together, even though they're not playing all together right now because they're all together. But on a side note, real quick, I wanted to make a comment on that Cam Vaughn interview that y'all posted, right? So remember Cam was talking about how everybody was getting on him saying that, the Knicks ain't did nothing in years and you got to be first, All right, so my thing is, I understood where Cam was coming from, right? Because, mind you, I'm a big Knicks fan since '92 and all that, right? But what he's saying is that the problem is that he's disappointed. He's been disappointed for so many years. A lot of the Knicks fans that we have now, we got some older ones that come back, from our time in the '90s and the '80s. But you got some new Knicks fans that don't understand the decades and the decades and the decades we've gone through of pain. So that's what he's speaking about.
So then, tell us this. Then, tell us this. Who were you rooting for in the early 2000s? Keep it real.
What do you mean? I can't root for no one else other than
Okay, all right. I was just saying you were really losing me there because it just kind of seemed like you were agreeing with Cam and you kind of came from a personal experience.
No. All I'm saying to you is that I understand where he's coming from in regards to why he's feeling it. Because if you listen to what he said, he started getting a little emotional. His octave and his voice went up higher, and he's because he was in pain.
I don't know, man. I think you and Cam probably went to school together up in Harlem World. I'm not co-signing nothing what he's saying because he sounds like your typical bandwagon New Yorker that wants to crap on the Knicks when they've been down and is going to wait until, what he say? Just like he said, when y'all make it to the finals, I'll be back. Everybody knows somebody like that, whether in your family, one of the homies. This guy on the line now was definitely rocking with the Lakers during Shaq and Kobe days. I don't believe him. I don't believe him, man. I don't believe him. Call back anytime. I think he was a Laker fan back in the days when Shaq and Kobe was running and gunning. I could just. He was
asking for the fan card. You're saying, let's see the fan card.
Yeah, he was a little too sympathetic with Cam's take.
You know what? This was very popular on Knicks Twitter a few weeks ago, where everyone was pulling out receipts of what gear was everybody wearing, whether it be Nets gear, Bulls gear, Heat gear.
Something
we
was
got
a little
callers
fishy.
calling in. This is quite the turn of events.
It was a little fishy. He was a little too sympathetic to Cameron's take.
Why was he whispering too? Why
are you whispering about? My man has library voice on it. It is 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the East Coast.
Bro, what, are you okay? You in a safe house? You kidnapped somewhere? Is someone hurting you? Please. What's going on?
What do you guys think in the chat? Am I going crazy? Did this guy sound like he wasn't really with us like that back in the dark ages? You guys be the judge. Sounded a little fishy, JJ. Am I right? Sounded a little bit fishy.
I just find it interesting how he thinks that Randall's going to come back and look like himself after not playing since January 28th when we saw he came back. He missed, a few weeks?
Yeah.
Injured his ankle. Didn't look the same in the first couple of games. Like I said, game 5 against the Cavs when he started to look like himself, gets injured again, plays against Miami, not himself. Then to start this season after getting ankle surgery, didn't look like himself through the first 6-7 games.
Yeah.
Starts to get into rhythm. And now you're going to tell me that he gets injured and that this will be the time, game 1, missing time. I'm not saying he's not going to fit on the team. I'm saying he's not going to be in rhythm.
Yeah.
I think he's going to know where to be on the court. I'm saying his shots are not going to drop.
I think he's got to change his game completely. I don't think you can go through as much mental preparation. You could take 1,000 shots a day, but when you got to get into game speed and then turn it up into hyper intense physical game in the playoffs.
And he's bully ball.
And he's a bully ball player. And he left this team in January playing at his best, which was bully ball. Right? Punishing people in the paint. Attacking the double teams with vigor. Now he's got to change his whole game. I think it's a lot to ask. It's a completely different role than OG. You can't compare the two. One's an engine, one's a finisher. You know what I'm saying? Two different roles on the team. So I think it's going to be a very, very difficult task for him. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a very, very
for sure. I hope he comes back and he looks like the same guy that he was prior to the injury.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like we've had enough evidence to see that when he comes back from an injury at this point, like this will be the 4th time, man, that we're going to see him come back from injury. And it's like the other 3 times he wasn't in rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's just, and we just know that he's a rhythm guy. It's just hard for me to believe that. It's not like he missed 1 or 2 games. We're talking about since January 28th.
Yeah.
Like,
true indeed.
We're about, it's March 25th. We're about to be 2 months away, 2 months removed from him playing basketball.
Yeah. True story. True story.
Like, even just as a regular person, CP, you'll wait for 2 months. You stop lifting. You know it's tough when you go back in there to the gym for the first time.
Oh, yeah, man. My rotator cuffs be on fire. It just happened to me the other day, man.
Bro, I'm going to wait for a week if I'm on vacation. I'm like, whoo.
Yeah.
I'm winded.
It just happened the other day, man. Ooh, and here comes, Josh Hart, he's been the soundbite guy for quite some time now. And very, very entertaining in his post-game press conferences. So they went from the Monty Williams press conference to ask Josh Hart about what he thought about it. And here was Josh Hart. Here was his take.
Upset with the way that Donte got the record after the game. I mean, I'll read you this exact quote. Because I don't care about their team. I couldn't care less. Those guys, the way they got those threes. I don't want to be part of that story.
If he doesn't want to be part of the story, he should have told his guys to defend better. What else to say, bro? We got a guy that's hot. We're going to try to find the guy that's hot. I mean, it's common sense in basketball. So, I mean, he's a head coach in the league. So I think he has the IQ to know someone's hot, you go to him. So, I mean, he's going to be a part of that story regardless.
Was also
that was hilarious. Salute.
So essentially, what Josh Hart said is that, Monty, you're the head coach. If a guy is hot, don't you put somebody else to defend him?
Yeah. I mean,
he said that coach is not coaching.
Yeah, exactly. And the coach ain't coaching.
Also,
period.
Also,
my fault. All right. Had some issues there. And for you beat writers in the locker room, please get a directional mic. I don't need to hear all the ambient sound going on in there, and all this other useless sound. Get a directional mic. That's one thing. They're still learning in the media thing. They're good with the typewriters and everything. They got all the transcription services. They got to get the mic proper. Directional mic. One way, no ambient sound. Go to B&H and something's right across the street.
Oh, my God. My man said typewriter. He thinks he's acting like everyone's bringing a ribbon in here to change the ink. What's going on, CP?
You know what I mean, man. You know what I mean.
All I can see is now that Kermit meme or GIF that's just flying around where he's just like going crazy, typing up a storm.
That's it. That is it, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on Fupas. Bum night at the Garden, but never a bum night here on the number one show for the fans by the fans. Hope everybody is enjoying themselves. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, the share button, and subscribe to the channel. How many subscribers are we working on now? We closing in on 74,000?
Yeah, we got 73.5 right now, man.
I think we had passed MSG, if I'm not mistaken.
We did. We passed MSG Networks.
Wow. Past MSG Networks.
MSG, you know what to do.
Insane. It was HBCU night tonight at the Garden, too, man. I did attend one of those back in the day. It's a very good affair. I wish I could have. Wish I would have went tonight. They honored the captain, Willis Reed. Honored Grambling, my school, my alma mater, Hampton University Marching Band. The Force was the halftime entertainment. That's a fact.
Nice.
That's a fact. Yeah. Nobody.
I have a lot of family members and friends that went to HBCUs, my man.
Yeah. Nobody
Hampton
invited.
is one of them.
Nobody invited me tonight, but it's okay.
Morehouse.
Yeah. We didn't get the memo, but it's all right.
You didn't get the memo, huh?
Nah. I like do a post game anyway.
You seem a little salty over there, CP. You seem a little offended.
They did insult me a little bit. I was insulted a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have loved to have been a part of the festivities. What better story on HBCU night than to celebrate a diehard Knicks fan built his own platform from the mud with the help of the people for 6 years. But that's okay, because I'm here with the people in the Mosh chat, like Chuck D says, on the #1 show for the fans by the fans.
Tell us how you really feel, CP.
Yeah. They show love here on Knicks Fan TV. You know, we don't have to worry about that. They show love, man.
Hopefully next year, CP.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Or maybe they seen your free throws and they're like, I don't know.
We can't have this guy around these parts. 718, what's your name? Where you calling it from? 718.
Hi, my name is Stoney, calling from Manhattan.
Stoney, how you feeling, man?
Good.
Yep.
Well, I'm good. I wanted to comment on what Alex said in terms of Randall coming back.
Sure.
Okay, my take on it is this. When I was younger, I suffered the same injury, dislocated shoulder. And let me tell you, it does take a lot of time for that to heal up. Because it used to dislocate on me every other game I played. The only time it actually healed up is when I had an Achilles injury, and I couldn't play for almost a year.
Okay.
At that point, my shoulder never dislocated again. So it takes time to really, really heal up.
Okay.
So he's absolutely correct. You can't come back from a dislocated shoulder and be normal. It takes time to recover from that. And he's right about the rhythm of Randall. From what he's saying in the past, and I've seen it, it does take Randall time to rev up and get back into his own rhythm.
Yes.
So what he's saying is absolutely correct.
Okay.
And that's from my own experiences.
All right. Sounds good, man. Salute to you, man. Call back anytime, man. But you got to turn down the volume on the background. Stoney, you got to turn down the volume in the background. When you guys are calling in, put the TV on mute. The name was almost fitting in the beginning because it just took, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just get it to mute. Let's get right into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
But I appreciate him for agreeing with me.
There we go. In other news, Al, yo, shout out to our guys, man. You know, once a Knick, always a Knick. Shout out to our guys. Hang on. Let me pull this up, man, because our guys was back in the building together tonight. And the Knicks are going to see these guys soon. They're going to travel see these guys on Wednesday. RJ and Quick on the Raptors bench tonight. You know, RJ lost his little brother just a few weeks ago, and then it was announced that Quickly lost his uncle just recently. Just recently. So, yeah, man. So we definitely shout out those guys. Those are still my guys. Those are my guys always, man, and come from great families, as I said. Both of those guys, RJ and Quick, come from great families. So, you know, it's just part of life, man. And you're going through all these ups, and you got to deal with, you know, some of your trials and tribulations in life, man. But good to see them on the bench and smiling. And yeah, you know, just prayers up to those guys for sure.
Absolutely. Prayers up. No, man. IQ's and his uncle, man.
Yeah.
Prayers up to the Quickly family.
Prayers
That's
up.
tough, man.
Prayers up, man. So, yeah, like I said, just a great group of people that both of these guys come from. And you could see it. You could see it in the character of the two players. You know, you could really see it in the character of the two players. So, salute to those guys, and hopefully better days ahead for them and their families. Okay, 347, what's your name and where you calling it from?
Hey, what's good? It's JB from Brooklyn.
JB from Brooklyn, what's good? Where in Brooklyn are you, man?
I'm in Flatbush, man.
Man, I don't know if you know about this, I heard my spot. This used to be a childhood staple of mine. Lord's Bakery is closing down.
Not? What?
Yeah. Breaking news, buddy. Lord's Bakery.
It's expensive over there now.
I
that
heard,
lease
man.
is no joke.
Wow, the Junction is no more. You used to go to Lord's.
The Junction? What you know about the Junction?
What you know about the Junction? I used to be at Lord's. Let me tell you a little story
What?
time with CP, man. First and foremost, I had birthday parties at the McDonald's by Brooklyn College. I used to go to Lord's. I got my birthday cake from Lord's. There used to be a Roy Rogers right there.
What about the comic book store over there?
Ooh, wow, Roy Rogers.
There used to be a Roy Rogers over there on the block, right? Then you used to go get your sneakers. All the sneakers was just wrapped up in the cellophane saran wrap in the plastic, right? At all the sneaker joints.
The junction.
The junction was popping.
Popping.
Yeah.
Popping.
Good times.
I should get all my anime over there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
real quick, let me ask you a question because CP, you're a journalist. I guess we could say you're a journalist now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember this concept of the Patrick Ewing effect?
Which one?
1999.
What do you mean?
Okay, so Bill Simmons.
Oh, here we go.
Are you trying to say that?
With the Patrick.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I know the
theory.
theory.
Bill Simmons, when we went the 8th seed and went to the finals, when Patrick Ewing broke his wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the Patrick Ewing effect came through. And I'm looking at this team right now, and there seems to be a storyline going on here with this team, and it's injuries, and it's coming through, fighting through adversity, and then this is like the best way for the Knicks to win. That's like we're not an overdog, we're an underdog. We do best when people are hating on us. Facts. Same with the Giants.
Okay.
And what I've witnessed since Julius went down, since we've had all these injuries, people have been stepping up, man. People have been stepping up. All of a sudden, you see McBride stepping up, Donte breaking a record tonight. I would not be surprised if the Knicks do one of these underdog runs in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I can't say you're wrong. Anything is possible. I mean, that Ewing effect, I think, look, in 99, he was 37. You know what I'm saying? Like, you weren't looking for him to put the team on his back. Like, yes, they did it without him. But, yeah, at Houston, you had Sprewell. Wards and Childs were holding it down when they could. Camby was a wild card. You had LJ, who, wasn't in his prime anymore, but still a good player. Like, you still had talent, in that team, frontline talent. So this is different than, like, you're losing a bona fide all-star in Julius.
The whole point of the Ewing theory is to say that the team gets better when you lose the guy. I don't buy that theory.
I don't buy it.
When did Ewing get hurt during that playoff series again?
That was at the wrist with Andrew Lizang. Let's see. 9-9.
Or did he miss it because of an Achilles during that 9-9?
Hold on. 9-8-9-9 was let's see here. I'm bugging out. What happened here? Okay. Let's see. 9-8-9-9. Achilles in the Indiana series. That was Achilles.
Yeah.
Achilles.
And the Indiana series, wasn't that the second round?
That was the second round, sir. No, that was
it was that
conference
Eastern
finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about Eastern Conference Finals. So you still had Ewing to get you to the ECF, right?
Yep.
So you had Ewing to take you to the ECF, and then you lose him, and then you still make it. It's like, for me to even buy the Ewing theory, you would have had to have Randall get to Boston. Let's say it's Boston, Knicks, Boston, or whoever in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. And then that would be more applicable. I can't buy that theory where you lose your best player and then the team gets better. I didn't look at the Knicks getting better and then being able to take down the Spurs.
Right.
In that series, like, you still needed Ewing. And everyone would tell you, we needed Ewing. You read any book. You listen to anybody talk about that year. Everyone's like, we wish we had Ewing. We wish we had Ewing. I think Bill Simmons just likes to be fun and creative at times with some of these things. I don't really buy the Ewing theory.
I don't buy the Ewing theory.
But you know who did a good job of breaking down that Ewing theory and debunking it?
Yeah.
Shout out to our guy, Tommy Bear. He did write a great article about it, saying how the Ewing theory is fraudulent. Shouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. Okay. Let's go to the key stats of the night, man. Knicks versus Pistons, 124-99. Knicks made quick work out of these guys, as we expected. But if you want to look at the key stats of the night, here they are. And let me just pull them up. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Okay, Al. Knicks shot the ball 50% from the field, 41 from downtown. So great defense there by the Detroit Pistons. 68% from the charity stripe, man. Knicks still can't knock down their free throws. 15-22 from the stripe, 21-22 for the Pistons. Conversely, Knicks dominated the boards, won that by 15, 52-37. 30-22, Knicks won the assist battle. I'm sure whoever's getting Donte DiVincenzo his threes accounted for a lot of that. 14 turnovers for the Knicks, led to 22 points over turnovers for the Pistons. Knicks got to take care of that and be careful with the ball, take care of that transition defense as well. Fast break points, 13-11. Knicks did win that, and points in the paint, Knicks won by 10, 46-36. Another wire-to-wire win. 31 was the largest lead, and the most wire-to-wire wins in the NBA this season, bro.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Very few. Are you telling me that we can put the cardiac Nick affair to almost rest? Is that it?
Isn't that it?
Is that what you're telling me?
Isn't that what we are saying, man? Isn't that what we're saying?
I mean, just going by the stats tonight, CP, the Knicks were just that much better.
Yes.
Outside of free throw shooting than the Detroit Pistons. So, not really much to take away from this game. We scored more than them. We out-rebounded them. Had more assists than them. Shot way better than them. I mean,
yep.
Even from downtown, we shot 41%. They shot 29%. So, the only thing I guess you could say is that I wish the Knicks could have, lessened the turnover battle. But even that, I can't even really argue. The Knicks were just dominant tonight. My favorite stat, though, CP, 0 lead changes, 0 longest run.
Yeah.
0 times tied. Biggest lead, 31 points. New York Knicks. Pistons, 0.
Yeah, sure. There you go, man. There you go. Okay. Oh, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the key stats tonight are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com right now and sign up using our code KFTV for a first-time deposit match of up to $100. Underdog Fantasy, simple, fast, and fun. Pick between 2 to 5 picks, and you can win up to 20 times your money. All you have to do in Underdog Fantasy, and you can choose different sports between basketball, baseball season starting up. You have tennis, football season when it's around, and all you're going to do is predict whether or not that player is going to go higher or lower than a given stat projection that Underdog Fantasy has for that player's game of the night. And the best thing about Underdog, they have a number of promotions that you can play on a given night where they'll have, discounts. And when we say discounts, it might be, for example, Jalen Brunson's typical underdog number for points might be 24.5. Well, a discount might be maybe it's 15.5, on a night like that. So they'll have different discounts for star players, different promotions. And all you do is pick them, watch them, and win them, and see how you do there. That's on the pick 'em side. Then you have the daily fantasy draft, which we play here at Knicks Fan TV between CK, JD, myself, Alex, and Knicks Chick has participated as well. And we did complete a draft tonight. How are we looking so far, sir?
Well, in first place right now, it is me with 267. And you are in second with 238. And JD is in third right now with 160.
Ooh, 160 what?
165.
Oh, that would explain why he's not in the chat tonight. That
Isn't
explains.
that funny?
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that interesting? Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Would explain why he no-showed on the chat tonight.
So I still have 6 quarters left.
Okay.
You got 7 quarters left. JD has 9 quarters left. So when we last checked this, Philly had just started playing. Philly is now in the third quarter with a little over 10 minutes to go. That is most of JD's squad because he's got Sabonis, Maxey, De'Aaron Fox. He's got 3 guys in that matchup right now. He has James Harden, Fred VanVleet, who is done for tonight. And he also has Vucevic, who is also done for tonight. Vucevic with 38.70 points. You have Fred VanVleet with 31.60. Fox right now, De'Aaron Fox to be specific, with 27.50. Maxey with 26.70. Sabonis with 26.40. Harden with 13 points. And then when we go to your team, you have Jokic, who I think the Nuggets are done, right? Nuggets are done for tonight.
Yeah.
He got 62.20 points. You got Devin Booker, who had 56.20. You got DeMar DeRozan, who also
team did well, man.
Yeah. You got 53.40 for DeMar DeRozan. Amen Thompson for the Houston Rockets with 30.80. Look at that. That's a good outing. He's a guy who can fill the stat sheet.
He could be a fantasy
Kawhi
guy.
Leonard, that game is only in the second quarter, so it's still early. You got 1950 for him. And Halliburton, same game with 21.70. And then for my team, I got Luka Doncic, who, let's see, where are the Mavs? I think the Mavs finished. Yep, they finished. He got me 64.90 points. Lauri Markkanen having a night. Got me 50.40. Jalen Green, that was my third pick. I want to make sure I get Jalen Green because he's just been on an absolute heater. He got 47.70 points tonight. Kevin Durant was 47.60. You have I have Kyrie Irving with 36.10 and Paul George, who is still going with 20.50 points in that matchup against the Pacers. So we only have 2 active games left. That is the Sixers and the Kings.
Yeah.
And the Pacers and the Clippers.
Once again, use our code KFTV at Underdog Fantasy, or you could just hit the link in the video description for a instant deposit match up to $100. All right, couple more before we wrap, man. Let's go to the phones. We'll wrap the phone. 646. What's your name? Where are you calling in from? 646.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, yeah, man. Big fan of the KnicksFanTV, man. Like what y'all doing, man.
Appreciate it.
Like y'all, love y'all. I watch y'all every day. I don't get tired of it at all.
Hey, that's what it is, man.
All right, just one thing, man. Yo, Donte DiVincenzo, one of the best pickup in the summer, man. That boy is balling. That guy is. I'm proud of him, man. He was better. He was balling better than Grimes.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Man. Y'all already know, man. Have a good night. Y'all take care.
Yes, sir, man. You too, man. Stay up. Call back anytime, man.
Appreciate that, guys. All
right.
No problem.
Okay.
Was that the most rapid fire call we've ever had?
No, it was the guy earlier. The OG.
Oh, that's right.
The OG was like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to bed." Great show.
If you didn't have to say that line, if you just let him cut, that would have been
the
shortest of shortest.
Yeah. Nah, Ragu's cooking, man. Ragu's absolutely cooking. And it was a great night for him tonight. Easy money for him tonight. And the caller hit it on the head. I mean, look at these 2 contracts that are pacing the Knicks right now. Look at the value. Shout out to Tommy Beer. And it is Ragu's contract. $11.4 million this year. No, next year. 11.9 and then 12.5.
Wow.
Mid-level exception. Deuce McBride, 4.7, 4.3, 3.9.
Crazy.
Insane.
Crazy to have those 2 guys on those contracts.
And then earlier I was talking about one of the DiVincenzo stats that I thought was pretty surprising, and that was that, three-point numbers are pretty much the same as Golden State, 40% from 3. The corners with the Knicks, he's been more prolific, 46% from the corners for the Knicks. But he shot way more corner threes this year for the Knicks. He's already shot 155 corner threes for the Knicks. Season's not even over yet. For the Golden State Warriors, he shot 91 in the whole season. Season. And he shot 155. He might shoot double by the time season's over from the corner.
This is true. I mean, the difference is that he was a bench player out in Golden State.
Well, yes,
right?
that's true. That is true.
So,
you got to account for the minutes, too. That is true.
Yeah. So, and he got that switch to being a starter in December. So, he's had some time, especially with the Julius injury.
Yeah.
That's definitely helped, too. But even still, CP, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, his role has just taken a drastic leap. He wasn't even doing this out in Milwaukee with just that amount of attempts and volume, right?
Yeah.
Just think about it. It was Drew, Giannis, and Middleton out there. And now you have it's him.
Yeah.
It's him and Brunson being those two guys to right now be the engine for the offense.
But I think the surprise here is also the mid-range efficiency for him this year. He's taken a 10% jump in mid-range efficiency from last year with Golden State to this year with the Knicks. 38% from the mid-range last year. He's at 48% from the mid-range this year. Accuracy. 86 percentile from the mid-range this year for him. 54% from the long mid. That's 88 percentile from the long mid. And, frequency is just about the same, shot diet wise. Pretty interesting.
The thing is, it's interesting just because when you watch Donte play, it's like it's so rare he gets to the mid-range.
Yeah.
It's so rare.
Yeah, it's so small. It's only 11%, right? 68% of his shots are threes, right?
Yeah.
And then you have another 21% at the rim. So it's still a small sample. But still, even in that small sample, shooting better.
Yeah.
Shooting better.
That's good.
Same effective field goal percentage as last year as well.
He's just an efficient scorer, man. And that's something, even when you had Fournier playing the 2 guard for this team, right? That year where we got Kemba and Fournier, the whole point is to be an efficient scorer. So even though Fournier has the 3-point record right now for the Knicks for total made in a season, it was never really efficient. It was always like one night he was either cooking, one night he was ice cold. With Donte, you can always say, he's going to give you 3 or 4 made 3-pointers that you have to honor. And that's just enough. I mean, if you're making just 3, it's 9 points right there. You make 4, that's 12 points. You're giving at least double digits, which he's averaging, right? He's averaging close to 15 points per game right now. So just for that, the fact that he's an efficient scorer just elevates this team's play through the roof than what we've had previously at that position.
So to Ari from Taiwan in the chat. All right, final 2 calls tonight. JBK to H-Town. Let's go rapid fire. JBK.
Yo, what's going on, CP? What's going on, Alex?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, man.
I'm good. Yo, first off, I just want to make 2 quick points. But so the first one is, and I'm not jumping out the window because it was just the Pistons tonight, so I get all of that. But I don't think we should really go for Donovan. I'm honestly leaning on the side of just staying with Donte because he's a lot cheaper. The contract's a lot cheaper than Donovan Mitchell. And I feel like his style of play, he can fit in where he fits in. So when his Julius is on the court, he can be more that spot-up shooter and that defender and that making hustle plays. Then when he's called up, he can put the ball on the floor and he can do more. So I feel like he can kind of blend in with either offense more than a Donovan Mitchell because he's a superstar. So they're gonna play the same and it's gonna take shots away from Julius Randle. And then my second point, real quick, my second point is, I don't know how y'all feel, but this is one of the first years where I feel like we can actually beat anybody on any given night. And I mean, at least for the last many years, I never thought that, like, especially a couple of years ago, it's always been Milwaukee or any team out in the West can beat us. But this is the first year where I feel like when healthy, we can beat anybody. So I'm just hoping that we're healthy. I'm hoping Julius comes back. If he's not, I mean, if he can play through it, then cool. If they got to put shoulder pads on him and cut off the sleeve, I don't care. Like, I just hope he could play. But I really do believe, I'm not saying we win in the finals, but I think we could beat anybody on any night.
No doubt.
And that's all I got.
Salute, man. Salute. Harrison, go ahead and then close us out.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you feeling?
I'm good. My connection was bad last time. It's good, right?
Yeah, you're perfect now.
All right, cool. Great points by the last caller. I agree on everything he said. Shout out to you guys for approaching 500 shows. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And, real quick, I want to talk about Deuce. I mean, Donte was great tonight. I've been noticing with Deuce almost a Jimmy Butler-like trajectory. And I'm not saying he's going to be a perennial all-star or anything like that, but you get drafted to a Tibbs team and you don't play much for the first 2 years, but he stays ready. He can lock in on the defensive end, but he gets in the game. And on offense, he's just showing you way more than anybody expected. So I'm really excited about Deuce on that contract. Like the caller said, I think we could hang with anybody. And appreciate you guys. Looking forward to Friday. And next Friday, I'm going to be out at the United Center in Chicago, repping.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Make sure you
Nice.
rap heavy, man. So to Harrison Dolan, man. Be safe out there.
Yeah, can't wait. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, sir. You too, man. Harrison Dolan on the Discord. Yeah, man. So sky seems to be the limit for McBride. No question about it, man. Having a great year. And his hard work is paying off. Dividends are paying off. And let's just see. He's a guy that's going to put in the work. High motor, great defense. And the shots coming along.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's in a great spot right now. Great spot right now. So,
yeah.
Salute to him. Al, I want to shout out one of our sponsors of the night, man, and that is Gingerhales Lemonade, the household name in ginger lemonade, man. Check out our friends at gingerhales.com and use our code KFTV for 15% off your first order. From the original recipe, ginger lemonade, to exotic flavors like pineapple. You have lavender, mixed berry, kiwi, strawberry. Gingerhales is absolutely fantastic, man. Just got my re-up in the mail just a couple of days ago. They do ship nationwide, which is a perk. And like I said, another perk for you guys at home, man. 15% off your first order. You can't lose. Go ahead and try it out today. Go to gingerhales.com. Okay, Al. How long did I say the show was going to be today, man?
We're really going through this again, huh? 1 hour, CP.
Bro, I'm a KFTV addict. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm a KFTV addict.
Yeah?
I said half hour, and here we are. Look at us, man.
You said, it's going to be a short show.
Shout out to Curtis West, man. Join the Fanchise channel members and copped his merch. Curtis West copped his Worst Take shirt. Curtis, we will get your merch out there tomorrow. Shout out Vic87, Kenny Gales, we got you. We got DJ Edsy, £5 Superchats is milk and 2 sugars, please. The Knicks getting the big ragu for what? $12.5 million a season and elite 3-point shooting. We paid how much for Evan? Yeah, years ago. Shout out to James E. Moore, $20 super chat. Al says, Josh, the milkman delivers. Solid win, unreal what he does. Armstrong in Austin, shout out to you. Shout out to Del Will, Al, $10 super chat says 7 and 4 to the 50 burger. Tell JD, dust off the apron, grab the spatula, fire up the grill. My window is open. I'm about to Parker out that thing. Let's go. Shout out to Richard Chintaman, franchise channel member. He says, fellas, what would it take to get Ant-Man to New York?
Oh, wow. We're dreaming.
Yeah, a good dream. Dream about it tonight, man. T, $5 super chat says it took Hunter Dickinson 2 weeks to come back with the same injury Randall had. Sounds like whatever. Joe Suki Nunez, welcome to Fanchise channel members. Oh, here we go. Al.
Is it our guy?
It is our guy, man. Just in time. You know, it's Friday somewhere, as we always say here on the show, and let's get him in here, man. Let's get him. Let's get our guy in here and salute him. And that is our guy, Mr. Friday Night Knicks himself.
Oh, Sergeant Sources.
And he says, April 12th, Randall, OG, Mitch, all back. News from Sergeant Sources.
Well,
yeah. Let's get the music on.
Hang
on. Let me just let this rock right here. It's my favorite part. Let's go. It's Monday, but it's Friday somewhere. Do it just to get there, baby. $20 super chat from Robert Randolph, the R. April 12th. Randall, OG, and Mitch all back. Okay.
Do you know who the Knicks play on April 12th, CP?
Who's that?
The Brooklyn Nets. Do you know how many games are left after that game for the regular season?
1.
Exactly. I'll be waiting, Robert.
I'll be
waiting to see if this is true.
We'll be waiting. Well, call back anytime. Thanks for your contributions to the show.
If you know how to call back.
If he does know how to call back. Great job. Great comment. So to everybody for tapping in. Great show. Great show, all the moms. Great show, all the producers. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. Catch it on all major podcast platforms. Al, great show. Donte, great show. We out of here, man. We'll see you Wednesday. The lunchtime live stream with Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic. And then, I forgot to tell him. I got to be a man of my word because Friday's show, the mystery guest has been revealed, and it will be none other than Ninja P. Scott Perry is coming to Knicks Fan TV. Scott Perry. Friday, 12 or 12:30. We're still trying to coordinate the time. But Ninja P, it's been 6 years. I said, Ninja P, this is number 500. We need you on the show. Scott Perry's coming to Knicks Fan TV.
That's amazing. I am going to be locked in for that one. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. That's
correct. Amazing. Look at CP out here.
The Birdman hand rub. Always working, even when we're not on. Number one show for the fans by the fans. The best hosts, the best guests, the best callers, the best viewers. The best or nothing, Al. This is what we going by.
Oh, boy. People want you to ask them about Kevin Knox. Wow, they want you to exit the show early.
We're going to give the people a chance to get their questions in. So we'll put up something in the community section sometime this week for you guys to get your questions. Best questions will be selected to ask Mr. Perry. Fanchise channel members will get priority as usual on our Q&As. Scott Perry. It was only right. It's only right. We're infiltrating the ESPN host list, if you get what I'm saying. It's a little bit of a domino effect going on right now. It's a little bit of a...
pull that CAA,
It's a little bit of a storm.
CAA lever.
It's a little bit of a storm brewing. Yeah, Scott Perry. Yeah, Scott Perry coming through Friday. Looking forward to that.
Waiting for you, Perk.
Big Perk. We got to get Perk. We got to finish what we started with Perk. That was funny, man. All in good fun, man. Great show. Love the show, man. Love the people. All love, man. See you guys on